I decorated for fall and Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if this ever happens to you, but I got it up and then I keep looking at it all and I get more ideas, and I decided that I wanted to really try to style my mantelpiece a little bit more. I had this cornucopia in the middle and then some stuff on the sides, but I hadn't paid too much attention to the sides. So over the years, I've tried to learn more about styling mantles with the rule of three, where you group like three items together. So I just thought I'd play around with it and look around my house and see what else I could put up there to celebrate the fall season and make it look a little more styled. So I had this cornucopia and pumpkin, which I really am happy with, and the wreath I'm really happy with. And then on the sides, I want to try to do some groupings of three items. I started over here. I've got this. This is the Kentucky. It's cut out of an old barrel stave, and then on this side, I got out my pine cone candle holders and some old crocks that I usually keep things in the pantry. And then I just started to play around. This is one of my, it may be my favorite part of homemaking is when things are clean and you can play around and just do a little bit of decorating that's not, it's just very light. You're not nailing anything or painting anything. You're just moving things around to try to get a pleasant arrangement. So I tried the pine cone candlesticks kind of like in the middle, and then I always find it helpful to step back and look and see, is this really what I want? And then I decided they worked much better kind of farther out. I don't know, it looked a little too busy. You tell me what you think. I'm not sure. To me it looked busy, so I moved them farther out to the sides. And then I stepped back and looked again. I didn't think that red candlelight there looked good, so I first I tried the pumpkin. I tried a bowl. That didn't really work. Then I got a couple of books and this cute little mushroom, but it still wasn't quite the books I liked, but I wanted something kind of more eye-catching and sparkling up there. I tried a few other things that I've got. And then my little girl suggested that I use this apple paperweight, which I completely forgotten we had. This was my husband's grandmother's. When she was a teacher, one of her kids gave it to her, and we have it. It's like a family treasure. And I really liked how it looked up there, and it went with, pumpkins, apples, sort of that theme of abundance. I try to keep the living room picked up daily because just with use, things get knocked askew, blankets get rumpled up and not put back, pillows, that kind of thing. And this is like my second favorite kind of housework, where you're just picking things up, just lightly, putting them back together. And also, all my kids are doing their piano lessons right now, if you can see in the background. I've got one of them there. And so it gives me a chance to hang out with them while they're working on their piano lessons. We do online piano lessons with Hoffman Academy, which are wonderful. Mr. Hoffman's a great piano teacher, and it's really self-study, but it does help if your mom is there just kind of keeping you honest while you're working on your lesson. And then I know a little bit of piano, so I can always help if they really get stuck. But the online lessons are great, and it's a really affordable way for us to have 4 kids in piano lessons, which otherwise would be pretty cost prohibitive. But this way they can all just do it online. It's great, and it's self-paced, and they're working through it really well, and they're playing some really cool stuff. So I just listened to them and dusted my way around and put furniture back that got knocked out of the way, plumped up pillows, crushed pillows, folded blankets, all that kind of thing. Nothing crazy, nothing deep cleany, but it's just once a week I try to get in here and dust, and then every day just make sure the furniture gets put back in its place. It's so nice to walk past a room where everything's in its place. And I just did a little teeny bit more dusting out in the hallway. I follow the Clean Mama cleaning method, which means that, roughly Tuesdays are usually the day that I try to dust everything in the house, but it doesn't always work out that way. Like actually this week, I've been teaching my kids how to dust, and so we've been working really hard on dusting their bedrooms, damp dusting them. It's really important to keep the dust down in bedrooms, I think, for sleeping, because you spend so much time in there. So I don't follow, it's not like completely set in stone, but do try to dust on Tuesdays. And then I've been thinking about how I'm going to work in the kids, just helping them they help me with the chores around the house. And then I found that their rooms get somewhat neglected. Like, we'll keep them more or less picked up, but then I forget about dusting. So we were up there dusting, and I was like, oh my, when is the last time this got dusted? I can't remember. And they don't really know how to dust either. So it's just like, I need to show them, like, no, you have to lift up every little thing and dust underneath it and then put it back down, which is pretty unpopular. I mean, I don't, as you might imagine, but it's a good life skill. And I feel like learning, I know learning those kind of skills, like keeping your room clean, living in a dusted room, that is just as much a part of their education as anything that we're doing in the classroom with books. So we've been working on that this week. And then with the Clean Mama method, Mondays is the day that you clean your bathroom. So I do try to stick to that. And I have taught I've taught them some about how to clean the bathrooms, but this is the one area of the house that I really like to clean myself, because I like it to be very, very sanitary, and I have a certain order of operations that I do it in. So I usually just do it myself, and I do need to start teaching them how to do it up to my standard. But right now we're working on dusting up to my standard, especially in their bedrooms. So, and I kind of enjoy cleaning the bathrooms because they're such small rooms that it goes really, really quickly. And then you just get this immediate payoff of, like, I love a sparkly clean sink. I have a DIY cleaner that I use from the Clean Mama book that is a disinfectant, but I also love to use Barkeeper's Friend, because especially on the sinks and the toilets, because it just gets things so sparkly and shiny. It's so much fun to see at the end of your work, the sparkling sink. And then I do a DIY glass cleaner, and I use this little squeegee. It is so satisfying to squeegee a mirror. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. It's so much fun, and it gets them so clean. When I was a kid, I guess that people, you still got your gas pumped for you a lot. And I remember sitting in the car with my mom while they were pumping her gas, and then they would always squeegee the windshield too. And the guy would smile and wave at me. I was like this little kid in the car, and I just wanted to get out there and use that squeegee so badly. Looked so much fun. So finally getting to use a squeegee in my 40s. With the Clean Mama method, you don't necessarily mop your bathroom floors the same day as you clean them, but I kind of like to do it. Every once in a while, I do like to get down on my hands and knees and give them a good scrub. A lot of other times, I'll just send the kids in here with a mop. But today I felt like scrubbing the floors, and I always enjoy, again, like, look at the shine. It's so nice when you're all done.
Hey y'all, I just had this idea. I just saw a picture of a lamp from this British company, and it's this beautiful rich green, and I just remembered that I have leftover paint from when I painted my front door. This lamp is in our living room. We got it for free one time, and it's okay. It's never been my favorite. I love porcelain-based lamps, but this one I don't love particularly, and it's not the greatest quality. So I decided that I was going to try to make a dupe of this lamp I saw. I have some old striped fabric from a curtain, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to make a faux pleated shade out of this existing shade. And I'm going to paint the base of the lamp with the leftover primer and green paint from when I painted my front door. So this is Faro and Ball, their mid-tones primer, and I'm just gonna put a coat on it right now and then let it dry while I work on the lampshade.
So while I let that dry, I started ironing the pleats for the shade. I've got this method where I cut out about a 2-inch strip of fabric and then I iron it down into like a 1-inch strip of fabric, and then you just take these and you hot glue them all the way around your lamp. I've got a full video tutorial about how to do this that I will put at the end of the video, and I'll link it down below too in case you're interested. Cutting out all the strips of fabric can take a while, and I actually didn't get finished with doing it in time to add it to this video, so I'll have to show you the finished lamp next week. But I've been working on it, and it's actually, when you have a striped piece of fabric, it makes it really easy to follow. But you just measure from the top to the bottom of your lamp. Like this one, I think it's a 10-inch shade, so I'm cutting out 10-inch by 2-inch strips of fabric, and then I fold the raw edges in on each other, kind of like a letter fold, and fold it until it's like it becomes a 1-inch strip of fabric, and then I'll just hot glue those all the way around the shade. Hopefully I'll get this done in time to show you next week how it all turns out. In the meantime, let me know in the comments how you are enjoying your fall. I hope you're enjoying some cozy homemaking and home decorating, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. And check out my lampshade tutorial if you want to know how to make one of these. Take care. Bye for now.